Hello, hello. Good evening mga kapatid. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Ayan, so this evening is our first episode of our financial stewardship series. Opo, no? Dahil po naglipat po tayo, supposed to be dapat Saturday. Alam ko napansin nyo bakit mayroon tayong Sunday live at yung iba ay clueless at saka yesterday evening parang nagchat-chat sila na bakit wala pa ring Pats, bakit wala kang live? Bakit ka nag-host ng party? Wala ka bang live? Opo, wala po tayong live yesterday. But, ayan, praise the Lord dahil po ay Sunday po tayo for the rest of December episodes. Yan. So I hope na sana samahan nyo kami hanggang sa dulo ng walang hanggan. Sa dulo ng last Sunday ng December na ito to discuss financial stewardship. Opo, i-discuss po natin yan dahil ayan po yung mga usually nami-miss talaga natin na i-discuss, yung ating mga finances na sometimes we are putting it under the rugs, What do you mean by that? Minsan parang sinasawalang bahala na natin yan. Natapos na tayo sa love life, natapos na tayo sa yung huli nating topic about health, self-care. Ayan, and right now we'll be discussing about finances. Hindi naman siya necessarily na itatackle natin about your 13-month pay, but medyo medyo parang gawin lang natin na medyo specific. Kumbaga parang may hawak ka ng 13-month pay, anong dapat kong gawin dyan? But kung wala kang hawak na 13-month pay, and I know kasi meron tayong mga private companies na hindi na nila binigay yung 13-month pay, kumbaga in advance na nila during ng kasagsagan ng lockdown. Ayan, nirelease na yung kanilang 13-month pay. But right now, kahit wala kayong 13-month pay or kung may 13-month pay kayo, you guys are all welcome. Welcome kayo sa sa episode na ito about financial stewardship. We will be discussing about financial stewardship hanggang dulo. Hanggang dun sa fourth Sunday natin. Sisimulan natin yan sa savings and discipline, pangalawa sa healthcare and life insurance, at yung pangatlo natin ay debt management. And then yung ating last episode will be dreams and investment. Napakaganda ng mga topics natin, very interesting. And of course, yung ating mga panelists ay hinagilap ko pa yan. Kung saan-saan, mga expert, meron ako mga personal encounter with them, ayan, at saka maaasahang tunay. Ito yung mga panelists na kumaga parang pro bono, kung tawagin, mga willing talaga na libre, walang binayaran just to spread financial literacy. 'Di ba? Sobrang nakaka-touch na meron pang mga ganitong tao na really they want talaga to spread it kasi tayo mga Pinoy add to cart. Ayan. It's okay to add to cart, but ayan, meron yang mga tawag dito, mga rules and guidelines na dapat nating i-discuss mamaya together with our two panelists, Sobrang respected yung mga yan. But before we proceed with that topic, I just want to tawag dito, to invite you again, sa lahat ng nanonood sa atin tonight. Please share our live. Yung ating link po ay nandiyan sa baba ng screen. Meron po diyang share button and then copy link and then share nyo po sa mga social media nyo. Please use the hashtag financial stewardship and hashtag savings and investment. Yung N po ay hindi yung pag-ganon but A and D. Ayan. Okay, so savings and discipline. Okay, savings and discipline po ang ating hashtag. Okay, and of course, ang ating panelists, sinasabi ko na kanina, Tina and then si Rain po later. Ayan, mapaka mga butihing, may mga busilak na puso. Ayan. And of course, if you have any prayer request, please send that to our ang ating Facebook page. Ang ating Facebook page ay Pats Estacio Vlogs and ating YouTube page din po ay Pats Estacio Vlogs din po. So better na message us po sa ating Facebook if you have any prayer request. Most of the prayer requests na sinasend po nila ay natutupad naman, but yung iba more on perseverance, waiting, maybe no, but still that's God's will. Yun pa rin pong pangahawakan natin. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, please click the subscribe button, and then don't forget to click the notification bell. Ang yun po yung notification bell. Don't forget to click that button para updated po kayo sa mga future vlogs natin. Ang dami po nating mga marami po tayong mga content na ipapalabas. So better na i-subscribe niyo na po yung button na yan. And of course, ang ating mga regular live every Monday, tomorrow evening, of course, with Carl and JM. Yan, let's talk about a friendship. Let's talk about laughter. Ayan, tapos mag-game show din tayo sa gabi. Kasi this is the concept wherein every Monday, full load at workload, studies din yung pinag-discuss natin yung the rest of Monday. Tambak yan. So, this concept of every Monday evening, let's play, let's laugh together, and then let's talk about friendship. And everyone can be a guest dyan. So if you have BFF or best friend, pwede kayong ma-invite dyan. And every Thursday evening, don't forget po, meron po tayong panibagong series. Please, na support niyo po ang ating next series every Thursday evening. Forbidden questions. Marami po tayong mga questions na sasagutin, no? And I hope makasama po namin kayo dyan. Lahat po ng tanong na hindi nyo nasasagot o hindi nila nasasagot, tatanungin po natin yan at pagbubulay-bulayan po natin, hihimay-himay natin, paano natin masasagot yung mga tanong na iyan. Okay? So, bigyan ko kayo ng example. Yung ating first episode this coming Thursday, ang ating question na dapat nating sagutin, paano mahalin ang hindi ka mahal-mahal? O, diba? Ang ganda ng question. Paano nga ba magmahal ng taong hindi ka mahal-mahal? Of course, ang hirap niyan sagutin. Diba? So, ayun lang ha. So, wag na wag kayong makakalimot na panoorin yung mga yung mga live natin na iyan. Okay? Alright. So, dahil dyan, mapapakilala ko na sa inyo ang ating mga panelists for this evening. Okay? We have two panelists. Sinabi ko na sa inyo kanina isang close to my heart at isa sa mga pinaka na-touch naman ako kasi ito yung talagang mga nagtutulak ng financial literacy. Alright? Ang ating first ever na guest, ang ating first panelist for this evening ay ito. She is a certified investment solicitor. Ayan. And of course, she is also a associate unit manager in one of the leading companies here in the Philippines. Ayan. Siguro, clue na lang, kasama ko siya. Ayan. Alam niyo na kung saan naman akong kumpanya, di ba? So, yan? Bright red. Bright red nga ba tayo, Tina? Or pinkish red? Pinkish red tayo, no? Tama ba? Ayan, okay. And of course, she is a LUAP National Board of Trustees. Ayan. Yung LUAP ay Life Underwriting Association of the Philippines, no? Tama. O later i-explain natin yan, Tina. Tapos, she is 7 years in financial industry. Napakatagal. Matagal pa siya sa akin kasi 5 years lang ako sa industriya na ito. But let's all welcome, no? Without further ado, Tina Maciba.
Hi, hello.
Tina.
Hi, Pats. Good evening and good evening sa lahat ng mga televiewers mo or audience or subscribers mo.
Yes.
No? So, thanks for inviting me here tonight.
Ayan. Tina, can you explain muna yung what do you mean by LUAP National Board of Trustees?
Okay. It's a LUAP stands for Life Underwriters Association of the Philippines. It's the financial association or elite association of financial advisors like us, no? Dito sa Pilipinas, basically. So, we are more into development, no, in helping financial advisors in terms of their development, developing their skills, and then kung paano nila mas lalong mapapabuti yung mga trabaho nila, mapapangalagaan yung mga kliyente nila. Basically, more on ganon. And also, protecting our advisors as well.
Iyon. So that is LUAP. Ayan. Thank you, Tina. See you later, no? Magpapakilala lang natin yung ating next panelist. Ang ating next panelist naman ay ano ko ba siya mapapakilala sa inyo? Ano siya isa siya sa mga trusted client ko actually. Yan, client ko po siya. And isa siya sa pinaka, parang yung, nung narinig ko na meron siyang will at passion to share financial literacy, medyo, naluha yung dibdib ko. Paano siya naluha? Yung parang na-touch ako na parang, ganito pa palang tao. No? Pagbaga parang, bro, this is pro bono ha, mga ganito. Meron akong friend na tinutulungan, ganyan, and a lot more na marami siyang sinabi sa akin, no? And hindi ito basta-basta din, no? Katulad ni Tina, may din to, maganda rin yung kanyang credentials. Ayan. He is a certified public accountant or CPA. Ayan, bayani, 'di ba? Sabi nila ang accountant daw ay bayani. Kasi ito yung every quarter yung nag-overnight sa mga offices kasi nagpa-file ng financial financial statement. Ayan. Tapos nagpa-file ng ITR, nagpa-file ng mga ng BIR, ayan. And he is also a certified management accountant or USCMA. And also, he is a registered cost accountant or RCA. Ang dami niyang, yung, di ba hindi enough yung junior eh. Marami siyang mga CPA, USCMA, tapos ito pa, may RCA. Actually, marami pa yan eh. Hindi ko na lang nilagay ko na lang yung talagang medyo magma-mind-blowing tayo. And to, nauna si Tina. Si Tina, 7 years. Ito naman, 6 years in financial industry. And let's all welcome my brother in Christ, Rain Bellarmino. Hi, Rain.
Hi Pat. Hi Tina.
Hi,
Thank you, Pat.
Rain.
Thank you,
Yes,
Pat, for
kamusta?
inviting me here. Okay naman
course.
dito.
Ayan. Kamusta? Bro, can you explain yung yung credentials mo? Unahin natin yung USCMA.
Basically, ang USCMA is another license for accountants. Pero most focus sila sa business accounting. Ang certified public accounting kasi, ito yung more on, they audit yung financial statements, sinasabi mo kanina, ng mga companies for external reporting. Pero ang management accountants, purely kinikater nila yung own business.
Okay. Yung naman bro, yung registered cost accountant, ano naman ito?
Specialization siya towards cost accounting naman ito. So more on inventories, more on planning.
Okay. At least medyo naliwanagan tayo at yung mga kumbaga para anong word yun? Diagonal? Diagonal ba yung mga terms na jargons? Oo, tama no. Medyo jargons talaga yung mga terms na ginamit natin. But at least medyo enlightened. Yun pa lang po no. Intro pa lang po yan ni Tina at saka ni Rain. Eh nabigyan na po tayo ng mga explanation sa kanilang mga credentials. But let's start with our first question. Ready na ba kayo, panelist? Kasi pwede pa umatras. Pwede pa tayong umatras.
Pwede pa pala.
Hindi, joke lang. Okay. So yung ating mga subscribers or viewers for this evening, can you guys type down na kung ready na kayo, can you type down sa ating comment section na I'm ready. Ayan. Sige, sa ating mga nanonood, ayan, can you type down? At saka yung mga, sa atin, yung mga, tawag dito, yung mga manonood sa atin in the future, if you guys are very happy when it comes to our live for tonight, ihabol niyo yung chat niyo at saka i-appreciate natin itong mga panelists natin for this evening. Medyo kabado silang dalawa actually kasi first time daw nilang sumama sa mga live na ito. Ewan ko, pero confident naman sila. So, ayan. Let's see. I'm ready. Ayan. Alam niyo itong si Adrian, tignan natin kasi marami yang questions eh. Tignan natin kung magbibigay siya ng question. Tsaka regular subscriber natin yan si Adrian. Alright. So, let's start with the question. What is savings? Syempre, ladies first, no? Rain, can you go first?
Akala. Okay. Sige.
Laging ganun, Tina. Ladies first, pero mauuna yung lalaki. Lagi yan.
I see.
Oo. Go ahead, Rain.
For me, I can define savings, no? Savings is something that you set aside with a purpose for future use. So, setting aside means it's an action word. Dapat ginagawa siya. With a purpose, because you have a goal or objective na gusto mong ma-achieve in the future. And for future use, because you can only reap the full benefits of saving in the long run. So, hindi siya for today. Hindi siya, meron akong sinave ngayon, magamit ko na ngayon. No. It's a long-term perspective. Ayan.
Okay. So Ray, no, just to give follow-up question to later na. Sige, si Tina na muna. Tina, go ahead. May follow-up
Okay.
question ako later.
Okay, well, by definition, savings refers to the amount left over after an individual's consumer spending is subtracted from the amount of disposable income earned in a given period of time. But for me, no, ako, basically yung savings, actually same lang din dun kay Rain. So, para sa akin, yung savings, ito talaga yung amount of money wherein sinisave ko siya for my long-term financial goals, short-term financial goals, and also for my emergency funds. No, and then yung natitira doon, yun yung for my luho na and for the basic needs na kaya ko namang i-adjust. So,
okay.
Ayun.
Mm-hmm. May follow-up question ako. So, ang savings ba technically dapat pang long-term lang or may tinatawag tayong short-term savings or medium-term savings?
Well, basically yung savings hindi lang siya pang long term. Kasi different yung timelines natin when it comes to our financial goals, 'di ba? So meron tayong short term, medium term, and then for long term. But in those goals natin, we have different instruments kung saan natin pwedeng mga ilagay. And also, one importance is that yung emergency fund, no? So lahat 'yon.
Okay. Sige, later we will discuss that emergency fund. Rain, do you have any additional doon sa follow-up question? Mayroon pa bang, dapat ba pag savings so long-term lang or meron ba tayong tinatawag na short-term, medium, and long-term?
Actually, depende siya kung ano nga yung goal na gusto mong ma-achieve. Yung sabi nga ni Tina kanina, there is a short-term, medium-term, and long-term run. Pero yun nga, most likely kasi yung mga sinisave din naman natin, yung big chunk of savings natin, sa long term talaga siya nangyayari eh. Pero yun nga, hindi siya limited only to long term. Anchored siya doon sa goal na gusto mong ma-achieve.
Okay, thank you so much, Rain. No, since nalaman na natin kung ano ang definition ng savings, let's define naman ang importance ng savings. Sige, Tina, ikaw naman ang mauna this time.
Okay. Well, we basically save because we can't predict what's going to happen in the future, 'di ba? Gaya na lang nitong pandemic. And saving money can help you become financially secure and be able to provide you a safety net in case of an emergency. No? So, also, one important thing in saving is para, yun nga, kagaya ng minimension namin kanina, hindi may iwan yung mga goals natin. Example dito, yung retirement, child's education. No, and basically for me, para sa akin guys, I save, no? The most important thing for me that one of the reasons why I saved, because basically I want to keep my dignity intact na kahit ako ay tumanda na, hindi ako mahirapan sa buhay. No? So ayaw kong mangutang, ayaw kong pumila sa PCSO. So that is one way for me in keeping my dignity.
Oy, medyo medyo I like that phrase no na sinabi mo na I want to keep that dignity. Ayaw mong pumila ng PSSO, ayaw mong pumila ng SSS, no? Ayaw mong pumila ng ditong mga government May question ako, Tina. Magkano ang utang na loob?
Hindi na babayaran natin yung utang na loob eh.
Hindi kasi meron tayong mentality na na magkano ang utang na loob. Kasi 'di ba, like for example, pinalaki kita anak, 'di ba? So ikaw ang retirement fund ko kasi may utang na loob ka sa akin.
Okay. Well, basically, sabi ng father ko, anak, children are not retirement funds.
Oo.
So that is his way of keeping also his dignity. Kumbaga, ayaw niyang umasa sa akin or umasa kung kanino man.
Oo.
No? So, yun.
So to answer the question, walang presyo ang utang na loob. Walang presyo.
For me, oo.
Oo, correct. Sige, thank you, Tina. Rain, what is the importance of saving?
Ayun nga, sa akin, no, when we save, sabi ko kanina, it means that we are preparing ourselves for an event that will happen or come in the future. Yung nga, yung mga uncertain events na sinabi ni Tina kanina. This is an important concept kasi we save not only to help our present selves or situation, but most importantly, sino ba yung magbe-benefit sa savings natin? Yun. Our future selves, di ba? our
Correct.
family, and people close to us later on. Ayun. So, maganda yung, gusto ko rin i-answer yung question kanina, diba? Yung magkano nga ba ang utang na loob. Diba?
Mm-mm.
Oo. Same kami dun sa mindset ng parents namin ni Tina, no? Na hindi naman obliged kami to give. Ganyan. And I think, it's all responsibility of raising a family as well. Ayan. Pero I hope na yung sa viewers natin, hindi rin mawala naman yung heart of generosity towards our parents din natin. No?
Correct.
Pero yun nga, ang maganda sana is yung hindi kayo obliged to do it. Pero out of your heart, out of your generosity, you give back to your parents.
Yes. Oo. Ako I agree doon kay Rain, no? Dagdagan ko lang kasi nasa kultura natin 'yun yung magbigay talaga sa magulang kahit hindi tayo hingan, 'di ba, Rain? So
Yeah, actually.
but basically ayaw nilang maging like ako, yung magulang ko ayaw nilang maging dependent. But iba din yung kapag nakapagbigay tayo ng regalo, yun yung mga ganun, no? So
Correct.
mga
Oo.
other things na magpapasaya sa kanila.
Correct. At saka ang yung usapin na to na magkano ang utang na loob. Kung mangyayari na it's like a chain reaction no. Kung ipapamana natin to our kids no, yung next generation na parang may utang na loob ka sa akin. Ikaw ang retirement fund ko, bahala ka sa akin pag nagtanda ako. Imagine hindi natatapos yung chain, no? Paulit-ulit siya ng paulit-ulit. Tama? Tsaka pabigat ng pabigat doon sa tsaka yung parang yung bigat niya, pabigat ng pabigat doon sa dulong-dulo ng generation. Imagine kung ikaw ngayon hindi mo ikakat yung mentality na yan, hindi yan matatapos, 'di ba? So parang si lolo kasi nagpamana nito na ito ang utang na loob. Imagine that mentality, Filipino mentality actually. So thank you so much for answering the importance of saving. Meron akong question. Since nakuha na natin yung importance, nalaman na natin yung meaning ng savings, ano ba dapat yung goal in mind in terms of saving? Ano ba dapat yung perspective? Like for example, magsisave ako kasi I want to buy iPhone 12. Magsisave ako because gusto kong mayaman na mayaman, parang ganon. So what should be our goal when it comes to saving? Go ahead, Tina.
Well, for me, our goal, it depends if it's long-term or short-term, right? First, para sa akin, you need to set your mind and reflect on why you need not to save and how would you feel if you will not be able to save for your future goals and emergency funds, and how would it affect you? No, so then after realizing all that, you need to create a timeline. No, so you need to create a timeline when you have the savings goal and the amount that you need to save, it helps you to set a timeline to reach your goal. This will give you an additional motivation to actively work toward your savings goals. For example, you may want to go on vacation kapag okay na tong lahat no in a year or two, or have the down payment for your future house ready in 2 years. Or for other goals such as savings for retirement or an emergency fund, you may want to set benchmarks and timeline or dates that you want to reach these benchmarks. In order to reach your timeline for your savings goal, you need to determine how much you need to save each month.
Okay. So yun talaga yung yun talaga yung perspective mo. Meron ka talaga depende talaga kung ano yung dapat mong i-set, no? Tapos
Yes.
doon natin pagka nakuha mo yung goal na gusto mong mangyari o gusto mong i-set, doon mo malalaman kung magkano yung isi-save mo per month. It's a discipline papasok. Okay. How about you, Ray? What's your perspective on this? What should be the goal?
Good thing na una si Tina doon sa natin sa question natin, no? Gusto ko lang din mag-add ng additional things. Yung nga, more than the things, more than the goals na sineset natin. Like, kunyari, bahay, kotse, ganyan, diba? Yung our end goal of saving should not be focused on these things na makukuha natin. It's not about hoarding wealth, but being able to practice yung self-control. Diba?
Okay.
When you save, you practice self-control sa expenses natin, sa finances natin, ganyan. And yun nga, I hope yung more than yung riches or yung our goal should be on how we can change our attitude towards our money, towards finances and saving. Dapat yun ang goal natin in terms of saving. Kaya no matter magbago ang goal natin, pero yung attitude natin towards saving hindi magbabago. Magre-retain yun. Ayun. So yung material things, na ma-achieve natin are just product by product siya on how well we have applied this concept and how we have learned things sa savings natin. No? And I believe if we are faithful in terms of our goals and in giving, I know the Lord will surely bless us. No?
Yeah. Or mga kapatid, no, kung mapapansin nyo, they have different perspective, but those perspective hindi natin siya dapat paghiwalayin o magkaroon ng division, but we have to unite that perspective. Si Tina, hihimayin ko si Tina, ang sinet ni Tina is yung dapat yung maging setting your goal. Mag-iset mo talaga yung goal mo. While si Rain is the habit, no, you kapag kinombine mo yon, that's a very wonderful attitude, kasi si Tina, siset mo yung goal mo, and then si Rain, kailangan ito yung magiging habit mo when it comes to saving. That's a good combination, no?
Yes.
Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, ang ganda mag-invite kapag kapag dalawa or tatlo or apat yung i-invite mo, kasi marami ka talagang makukuha. Unlike kapag isa lang ini-invite ko, kasi ang perspective isa lang So at least nakuha ko yung perspective ng isang Tina Maciba at isang Lane Bellarmino. Okay, so let's proceed, no? Nasabi na kanina ni Rain na meron self-control, no? So it pumapasok na tayo doon sa meaning, no, which is yung kasama ng savings, which is discipline. My question is, why do we need to be disciplined on saving parts of our income? Kasi wala namang ibang pagkukunan yan. Hindi naman pwedeng kukuha ko kay nanay, isi-save ko to. Hindi pwede. Diba? Pero pag bata ka pa, pwede yon, okay? Pero like us adults, no, lahat ng graduate na, this is our part. Hindi pwedeng kay nanay lamang gagaling ang saving, no? So question, why do we need to be disciplined on saving parts of our income? Rain, go ahead. Ikaw naman ang mauna.
Sige, ako no, kailangan mo maging disiplinado sa savings mo, no? Kasi syempre, una, you're preparing for the future. Diba? If you fail to prepare now, you fail to prepare for the future. And as you have these resources, ikaw yung may responsibility nung itong mga resources na to. So whatever comes, whatever happens, sino ang may responsibility noon? Yan, 'di ba? So yun. And also this, I want to add this, yung having the mindset na everything that we have is not our own, but these are just God-given resources. Yeah, He ultimately owns it. Kaya it's important for us to become wise, to become prudent, to become frugal, to become careful in terms of using these resources, in terms of saving up para meron tayo mapaggamitan, diba? Hence, yung title ng series natin, Being Good Financial Stewards, diba?
Yes, oo. Train, meron akong follow-up sa iyo later na question na mamaya natin. Tina, why do we need to be disciplined on saving parts of our income?
I totally agree sa sinabi ni Rain, no, na lahat is hindi owned natin, hiram lang natin to. And kailangan natin siyang mapalago. No, but to add on to that, no, unang-una, to be disciplined on savings, it's a necessary skill for financial success. No, kung doon namang areas naman yung pag-uusapan natin. Without it, you will never acquire or accumulate anything. Discipline is a skill that gets better with practice. No? So, financially, discipline is about controlling your spending and making sure you pay for the things that needs to be paid. The hardest part for the most people is controlling their spending. If you cannot control your spending, then no matter how much money you make it will never be enough, no? So, it's kagaya ng kasabihan, it's not how much you earn, but it's more on how much you can actually save.
Correct. Kasi parang ang perspective kasi dito, hindi hanap ako ng high paying job, parang ganoon, para may maipon ako, 'di ba? Ang lagi kong sinasabi diyan is parang nag-aas ka ng malaking sahod, pero yung maliit mong sahod, hindi mo na ma-manage. Para kang naghanap pa ng isa pang bato na ipupukpok mo sa ulo mo. 2 bato na yung pinupukpok mo. Na maliit na bagay nga, hindi na natin ma-manage. How much more yung mas malaking bagay, di ba? At saka paano tayo, tama yung sinabi ni Rain, no? Paano tayo i-entrust sa mas malaking bagay kung maliit na bagay hindi pa natin napapalago o napagyayaman. Rain, go ahead, Tina.
And bago ko makalimutan, no, isasabihin ko lang, to add on to that, sa sinabi mo, Pats, no, so, tumataas nga yung sweldo, pero minsan tumataas din naman yung spending habit.
Lifestyle. Yeah.
Diba?
Correct.
Oo.
Parang ano no, parang ang sabi kasi nila, pag tumaas kasi yung sahod ko, kailangan yung lifestyle ko medyo mataas din. Parang pag yung damit ko dapat mas mahal, parang ganon, no? Parang naghahanap pa tayo ng mas bawas pa ng kinita natin at nakakalimutan na natin yung savings. May question ako sa inyo, follow up with this question, pumasok lang siya sa utak ko, nag-pop up lang siya, no? Yung follow up ko dito, bakit kailangan natin maghanda sa future? Future pa naman yon, no? Maging concern na lang yung future. Bakit kailangan natin maghanda for the future? Kasi nabanggit nyo na kanina for future use. Tina.
Okay, ako kung sa personal ko ha, I will use yung ano ko kung bakit ko ginagawang maghanda ngayon for my future. Basically, no unang-una, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, I want to keep that dignity intact, no, na hindi ako mahirapan at hindi ko rin mabigyan ng problem yung family ko in the future. Isa yan, no, na ayaw ko na kung ano yung naumpisahan nila is maibenta ko because nahihirapan ako. Alam mo yung ganon?
Yes.
And then also I really want to help other people, no, in terms of pag may kailangan akong tulong and also to maintain my lifestyle. Hindi naman extravagant yung lifestyle ko but you know, hindi natin maiwasan, no? I don't want to be, kumbaga, hypocrite na hindi importante yung pera. Money is important. Kasi, paano tayo kakain kung wala tayong pera, di ba? And also, paano tayo mag-enjoy sa life? So, for me, ayaw ko na nagsisave lang ako sa ngayon, no? Or for my short term na gagamitin.
Correct.
Paano naman pag maiwan yung future ko and hindi ko na makukontinue yung lifestyle na gusto ko?
Correct.
And yung pagtulong ko sa iba, no? So and that is a sad part for me na I don't want to happen. Yun nga, like what I've said, I want to keep my dignity intact.
Yes. Thank you, Tina. Ang ganda nung line na yan, Tina, talagang tumatatak siya sa utak ko yung I want to maintain the dignity. How about you, Rain, on that question? Why is it we have to worry or we have to save for the future? Future pa naman yon, unpredictable.
Ako kasi yung mindset ko talaga forward perspective. So, kamusta ako in the future? Ayan. And in terms of saving naman kasi, 'di ba, sino ba yung mga magbe-benefit noon? It's not your current self, but your future self, and especially yung future family mo. Yun kung meron kayo talagang calling to have family, di ba? Siyempre gusto mo rin naman na you are prepared. You are prepared na before going in that next level, in terms of financial wise is okay ka din. Parang ganyan, di ba? And yun, para hindi ka maging, yun nga, parang keeping that dignity, hindi ka maging pabigat, and all in the future, di ba? So yun lang talaga parang you limit yourselves today, yung sinasabi na nilang YOLO, ganyan. Yun yung mahirap. Yun yung mahirap na kapag naniwala ka sa YOLO, kawawa na yung future mo. Ganyan,
correct.
diba?
Oo. Parang sabihin na natin na parang mayaman ka ngayon, tomorrow ulubi ka na.
Yes.
Yun yung mahirap na
actually, tama naman yung YOLO, pero it's not only focused on present self, but also to your future self.
Correct. YOLO ka dapat ngayon, YOLO ka din dapat bukas. Yun yung perspective dapat.
Tama.
You only live once. Kasi ang laging iniisip na parang hindi, we have to minsan lang tayo mabubuhay, magpakasaya tayo ngayon. Kaya lang hindi mo sure kung hanggang ngayon lang ang buhay mo or hanggang age 75 ka or hanggang age 90 ka. Hindi mo kasi sure talaga di ba? Because uncertain ang future, dapat hanggang ang perspective mo long term. Kung maputol man ngayon, at least naging naging wise ka sa mga decisions mo. Right? Okay. May question ako, di ba? 4 episodes tayo, no? This is the first episodes. Bakit kaya ito yung una nating episode? Why do you think savings and discipline is the first episode above 3 other episodes? Ang 4 episodes kasi natin, savings and discipline, healthcare and life insurance, and then yung isa is debt management, at saka yung last is dreams and investment. Bakit nauna ang savings and discipline? Sige, go ahead, Rain.
Sa akin, ito talaga yung core or fundamental concept sa financial literacy, di ba? Like yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung you practice self-control and indiscipline, di ba? And this will set us up. This will set you up and put you in the right perspective in terms of budgeting, savings, expenses, and investments, di ba? Yun yung building first, yung willingness mo and yung commitment to pursue is crucial since this will help us answer yung mga questions natin later on. Tsaka yung mga whys natin, bakit natin pinaggagawa to, ganyan. Come 5 years from now, yan. Yung whys natin in the future and when saving gets difficult. Ayun. Yun yung mababago mo eh. Yung heart mo talaga is anchored na on saving.
Correct, no? Sige, Tina, go ahead.
Okay, and dagdagan ko lang din, no, maganda din yung sinabi ni Rain, and totally agree ako doon. And of course, yung host natin is a financial advisor. So bakit nga ba hindi, di ba? Savings yung topic. So yung savings kasi, kung sa financial management pyramid, no, part siya na talagang yun yung basic fundamentals nga. No? So it should be embedded in us. It's a part of our lives. Kesa naman mauna ibang topic, tapos wala pala tayong nasi-save, di ba?
Correct.
Yun.
Kasi may ano ako tawag dito, meron kasi akong mga siguro certain group of people, friends, na parang, Pats, gusto ko mag-invest. Parang ganon. Tapos I always ask them na parang, have you saved this much? Meron ka na bang natabi para sa ganito? May natabi ka na parang ganito? Or have you experienced na nag-ipon para, like for example, for a certain real estate, like for example, sabihin na natin, or a simple, siguro parang vacation with your family. Mayroon ka na bang ganung na nagawa, or meron ka a certain fund? Kasi we cannot focus or we cannot go dun sa investment without this much fund. Yun yung sinasabi ko. Why this mentality na lagi nilang inisip na gusto ko mag-invest, mag-i-invest ako ngayon, Pats? Bakit kaya may ganito tayong mentality? Nauuna lagi yung investment.
Yeah. Oo. Sige. Kasi minsan yung trend kinokopya nila, 'di ba? No? So minsan kasi uso stock market, it's not bad to invest, but before even investing, we have to make sure that our basic fundamentals, no, when it comes to managing our money is very strong. No? So matibay muna kasi what if inuna natin puro lahat investments and then wala tayong in terms of emergency, ano yung sasalo sa atin. So baka by that time, mababa yung stock market and then biglang nagkaroon ng emergency, health emergencies man yan, no? And then we would be subject to marketability na. So, ang mangyayari, we will take the risk to pull out the investment. So, lugi ka na rin doon. So, nawawala ka na dun sa strategic planning mo in investing for your future goals. So, it's very, very important na strong muna yung basic fundamentals mo. So, actually, yung sa pyramid, kumbaga, last part yung investing. Ayun.
Correct. Thank you, Tina. How about you, Ray? What's your perspective dun sa mentality? Ang dami nating mentality na didiscuss Yung unang mentality yung tinatawag natin ay utang na loob, no? Anak, ikaw na ang retirement fund ko. Yung sunod na mentality natin dinidiscuss, gusto ko mag-invest. Investment na agad yung pupuntahan ko. Go ahead, Rain.
Siguro kaya meron tayong ganung mentality kasi nakikita natin yung projected returns. And sobrang ang ganda kasi, like, wow, 10%. Wow, Bitcoin, 100% in less than 1 year, ganyan. And nature of tao talaga na mahikayat sa mga ganong bagay, diba? Pero yung tama nung sinabi ni Ina kanina, diba, na right foundation first. Parang sa bahay, sabihin natin yung bahay, yung investment, yung talagang nakikita mo yung pintuan, nakikita mo yung bintana, nakikita mo yung bubong. Pero before tayo makakreate nun, merong mga pundasyon na ginawa. Diba?
Correct.
Para hindi masira agad yung bahay na yun, may pundasyon. At yun yung savings part. Yun yung emergency fund. Yun.
Correct.
Kaya para hindi siya magalaw.
Yes. Kasi tandaan nyo, ang bahay na ang bahay na panay pader at walang pundasyon ay ay parang bahay kubo lang na madaling tangayin. No? Kaya it's
Lalo
very
pag may
important.
malakas na hangin.
Correct.
Yes.
Oo. Katulad ng, sabihin na natin na ang pandemic ay isang bagyo.
Yeah.
Tapos wala kang foundation, no? Imagine, no, ang daming bumagsak na negosyo because they tend na parang wala silang emergency fund, wala silang backup plan. Ray, ano nga yung term sa ganon sa isang business na wala silang parang emergency fund kung tawagin? May tinatawag na ganong term sa isang business na pag wala silang emergency fund na tinatawag. Kasi sa atin individuality or like for example sa isang sa tao or pamilya, may tinatawag na emergency fund. Sa business, what do you call dun sa na yun, sa term na yun?
I'm not aware, honestly, I'm not aware, Pat, no? Pero kung titignan ko siya as an investor siguro, very risky yun. Kasi whatever comes in the future, wala kang panghuhugutan na extra cash to fund your daily expenses. Pero not sure, kung very risky investment siya, very risky business.
Yes, na walang malaking tawag dito, pundasyon kung bagang tawagin o emergency fund, no? Okay. Thank you, Ray, no? Let's proceed with our sixth question. This is our sixth question. Sige, sa pag-uusapan na natin yung savings. Ano ang advantages and disadvantages of saving on a piggy bank or on a savings bank? Sige, hiwalayin muna natin unahin muna natin yung disadvantage and advantages ng piggy bank. Sige, unahin natin si Tina. Tina, go ahead.
Okay. For me, yung advantages ng pagsisave ng piggy bank or sa bangko, basically I use it for I use it for my emergency fund. No, emergency funds kasi emergency funds dapat hindi siya nilalagay sa any investment instruments. In fact, ito yung dapat mahuhugot mo agad, no? Hindi rin siya naka-time deposit. And then also for my short-term financial goals. Kasi bakit nandun lang for me bakit nandun lang yung pang short-term ko? Kasi ayaw ko na baka kahit sabihin natin short-term siya, naka-invest siya sa stock market, what if mababa and then kailangan ko na siyang gamitin, no? So, yun yung doon. Yun yung disadvantage doon kung ilalagay ko siya sa investment instrument. That's why nandun lang siya talaga sa bangko. No? So, pwede kang mag-vault kung gusto mo ng vault sa bahay para mas malaki-laki, no? Or di kaya sa bangko. And then, basically, ganun yung yun yung use ko in terms of saving sa bangko for my short term and for my emergency fund. At naka-separate yan, no? Separate yung short term goals ko, ang tawag ko diyan, personal savings account 1, no? And then yung for my emergency funds, that is my savings account for emergency fund or savings account 2.
Correct. Kasi ang iba pag sinabi mong savings and discipline, isang bank account lang o isang savings account lang ginagamit nila Why is it very essential? Tina, follow-up question sa ito. But why is it very essential to have multiple savings account?
Actually, hindi naman lahat is lahat nasa bangko kasi kung lahat din naman nasa bangko, talo din tayo when it comes to time value of money. Paano na yung mga future goals natin, no? So, alam naman natin kung how much din yung bank. But bank is good for short term and your emergency funds. No?
Correct.
So, yon.
Yes, all right. Thank you, Tina. How about you, Rain? What's your perspective on that? Anong disadvantage and advantages of piggy bank or savings bank?
Actually, advantage muna tayo sa piggy bank or savings bank. It's very liquid. So, anytime, pwede mong kunin yan. Anytime, pwede ka mag-withdraw. And yun nga, kung titig natin yung piggy bank at saka yung savings bank mismo, yung piggy bank is like your money jar. Nandyan na siya agad. And savings bank naman yung mga nasa bangko natin, diba? And savings bank, ito pa isa pang advantage, is insured up to 500,000 per bank. Ayan, so okay ka. Kapag may mangyari, biglang malugi si bangko, meron kang 500,000. Safety net mo yun. Ayun. Ang disadvantage nga, like what Tina said, is yung small portion is earned through interest. Ayun siya. So hindi siya good for growing your money. But it's good for protecting your money. It's good for letting your money rest muna dyan for your emergency needs. Kaya dito natin pinupunta yung mga emergency fund. Kasi very liquid, very stable ang price, very stable ang value niya, though hindi nga lang mataas ang increase niya.
Correct. So just to go ahead, Tina.
And yung kanina, I think you had a question, no, kung bakit naka-separate din no? Or kasi pansinin niyo 'di ba tayong Pinoy nagse-save tayo sa bangko, ito personal savings account lang. And then kumbaga wala tayong naka-assign na emergency fund account, for example. And then nagkaroon ng family emergency or medical emergencies, no? So kung ano yung sinisave natin, yun ang nawi-withdrawhan natin. That's why yung mga short-term goals natin hindi din natutuloy. Kasi
Correct.
nagamit natin for that emergency, right? So, back to zero na naman ulit tayong mag-save.
Yes, oo. Tsaka siguro, no, to answer the question kanina, diba, bakit kailangan ng multiple bank account? Kasi pwede naman ang savings mo umabot na ng, depende sa lifestyle, no, umabot na ng 600,000. Bakit kailangan mo tong magkaroon ng dalawang savings account? Pwede kasing, sabi yung tinawag ni Rain na meron na 500,000 insurance, tama, no? Kapag nalugi ang bangko, kahit 600,000 ang pera mo, ang mabibigay lang sa'yo ng bangko ay 500. So, dapat may cap ka lang na up to 500 or 499,000 pesos. And then, to answer the question of Tina, yung sinabing statement ni Tina about doon sa emergency fund, ano yan kailangan ma-determine mo which bank account yung emergency fund, travel fund, tapos which is yung savings account talaga, purely parang ganon. Dapat nakahiwalay. Ganyan. Ayan. Ang ganda ng discussion natin. May question ako. Later na lang. Mamaya ko na lang siya ika-question.
Pero may share din ako, Pat.
Go ahead, Rain.
Meron din akong instances like sa isang bangko ko. Marami rin kasi akong savings account din. Dahil tinanong nila ako, bakit ang dami mong savings account? For what purpose? Ayan. So, minsan kasi yung mga bangko rin naman nag-help back sa mga pag-create ng bank accounts. Pero having dapat yung mindset na, itong fund na to is only for emergency fund. Tapos meron kang set aside na fund for yun dapat yung ma-develop natin. Mahirap yung ipag-mix natin siya at malilito na tayo, hindi na natin matatrack kung ano yung mga kailangan natin.
Correct. Tama ka dyan, Rain. Yan. Since napag-uusapan na natin ang savings, baka akalain nyo mga kapatid, yung mga viewers natin, ang yaman natin, no? Hindi po, lang po kami. Masinop. Iba po yung masinop sa mayaman. No?
Tama.
Ang mayaman, maraming pera. Yung masinop, yung alam lang kung paano magtabi, kung paano mag-manage, yun po ang masinop. Okay? Hindi po ibig sabihin na galing po kami ng financial industry, mayaman na po kami. So, masinop ang tawag. Sige, napag-uusapan na natin ng savings, no? Bigyan niyo naman kami ng konting tip. Is there any standard percentage sa savings nyo and what do you recommend? Ano ba yung recommendation nyo? Sige, let's start with Rain.
Ito ata yung pinaka-common na naririnig ko throughout mga financial talks, no? Yung 50-30-20-10. Or 50-30-20, sorry. 50-30-20. So 50% of your needs, 30% of your wants, 30% of your wants, 20% for investment. Pero sa akin personally, ang ginagawa ko is 50-20-20-10. So 50% still for the needs, 20% for the wants, nabawasan ko siya, 24% for the investments, and 10% for giving. Ayun. So I personally add here yung portion ng giving, no? Because yung sinabi nga natin kanina, hindi naman sa atin yung money. So when the time comes na sabihan tayo ni Lord, required, bless mo tong tao na to, bless mo tong church na to, there's always an appropriate fund for that. Yun, diba? And yun nga, parang also, God is also helping us learn to become more generous in whatever income level situation we may be in. Kaya naka-percentage to.
Correct. Thank you, Rain, no? How about you, Tina? What is the yung percentage na sinasuggest mo o nire-recommend mo?
Okay. Well, ako personally, no? So, yung unang-una dapat yung komportable sila, of course, right? So, ako, I'm comfortable with 50% that goes to my basic needs and then 10% for my luho kasi importante nag-i-enjoy din tayo sa buhay, di ba? And then the other 10% kasi hinati ko na yung 20% ko eh. Yung 10% doon is for my luxury or luho and then yung 10% naman is for charities. And then 30% goes to my savings. But doon sa savings na yon, nakahimay pa yan, no? So, meron akong emergency fund, meron akong personal savings for my short term. I also have investments for my long term, and I also have an income replacement fund. If knock on wood, something unfortunate happens, like for example, critical illness that can result to financial loss, no?
Correct.
Kasi yan yung pinakang malaking chunk of money na kakailanganin natin. And I don't want to use my retirement fund for that. Kasi basically ako, I don't have my own wala akong asawa, wala akong children. So, yung importante sa akin is to retire gracefully, parang ganun, no? So,
yung parang dancer, no, na kailangan kahit nahihirapan ka na, kailangan maganda pa rin yung exit mo, di ba?
Oo. So,
Hindi ka pagod.
so that's why I have that account, no? Kasi kapag nangyari yon, basically ang mangyayari sa lahat affected, no? Pwedeng maubos yung emergency fund mo kasi kukulangin yon. Pwedeng magamit mo yung personal savings account mo na para sa short-term goals mo, no? So paano na yung short-term goals mo? Tapos yung investments mo, pwede mong ma-pull out, no? Prematurely kahit lugi ka, no? So oo. So I have that, kumbaga 4 different jars, kumbaga pinabubutangan ko para hinihimayan for that savings.
Correct. Tama. I-discuss natin to next week, yung income replacement o tinatawag nilang life insurance, no? Or yung critical illness na portion. Meron kasing mga, bigyan ko kayo ng hint, no? Meron kasing iba na parang hindi na sila nagbibigay ng income replacement or parang life insurance lang yung kinukuha nila because mamamatay na tayo, patay na lang diretso, parang ganon. Hindi kasi minsan may sakit na gumagaling ka talaga no? Paano yun pag naubos, back to zero ka? Balik ka sa scratch ulit. Magsisimula ka ulit ng building. Kaya it's very important talaga that savings. Tapos yung susunod na foundation na tayo, which is yung pader. Yung pader na which is next week. Next week natin i-discuss. Sige. Thank you so much sa inyong mga suggestion at recommendation at full blown na ako. Mukhang mababago na yung habits ko nito. Mukhang mag-check na naman ako ng ng financial planning ko ng sarili ko. Ito naman ang question ko. Marami akong clients, friends. Actually, friends. Mas marami akong friends. Paano naman kapag wala nang ma-save? No? Hindi kasi, Pats, minimum earner lang ako Pats, kasi yung work ko below minimum. Pats, kasi, seasonal lang ako. Pats, kasi contractual lang ako. 'Di ba? So, paano naman pag walang ma-save? Yung question na wala naman akong masisave.
Ang tanong ko dyan, bakit nga ba wala kang nasisave? No? So, unang-una, you try to reflect. And then, yun nga, sabi ko kanina, no, kailangan tingnan mo ano yung magiging effect nito. Short-term man or long-term man, no? Kung magkaroon ng crisis. No? So, ano yung magiging effect nito sa'yo? Kasi, unang-una, mind setting din yan 'Diba? I know you guys would agree with me na it all starts with the right mindset, even yung pagsisave. So, like what I've said kanina, it's not on how much you actually earn, but it's more on how much you can actually save.
Correct. Yes, thank you, Tina. Ganda nung sagot ni Tina. Parang presidente. Talagang hindi umaalog yung mata Go ahead, Rain.
Ayun. Sa akin nga din every time na may friend ako na gusto magpatulong about financial planning, mga ganyan. Una talaga namin titignan, kamusta yung financial status mo? So titignan natin, saan ka hindi nakaka-save? Saan ka nakaka-save? Yun talaga yung una mong titignan. Self-assess, self-review, in-depth review, di ba? Pero yun nga, kung nagawa niyo na yun at nakita niyo na kung ano yung mga pinagagastusan ninyo, ano lang ba yung pinakamadali nating ma-adjust sa tingin niyo dun sa percentage natin? Diba? It's the needs and the wants. Yung mga 70% natin, diba? 70 to 80% depende sa inyong personal commitment. Ayun. So you try to check, have an in-depth review of your monthly expenses para to see where you can cut some corners. Yun.
Correct.
Which is easier than increasing our income, diba?
Correct.
Mas mahirap yun, kasi sige, Pat.
Go ahead, Ryan. Go.
Ayun, kasi diba, hindi naman lagi like, promotion dito, diba? Hindi naman ganun ka-frequent yung mga times na yun, diba? And we have much more control on our spending rather than our income. Yun. Pero yun, everything else then, two sides of equation kasi to, cutting our income, cutting our expenses, and also trying boosting or increasing our income as well. So, paano? First, Kung meron kang current job ngayon, be excellent. Be faithful sa current work mo. For sure, God will reward you for promotion and bonuses. Diba?
Correct.
The coming years. So that was one way for you to boost your income and syempre para may masave ka later on. Next is try putting up small businesses or invest in your passion and yung interest mo, diba? Marami ako nakikita ngayon sa Facebook natin, ang daming nagre-resell, ang daming nagbebenta.
Maraming mga pamain po,
Yes.
ganyan.
Pamain po, SSD, ganyan. So,
Sa mga, wait lang sa mga gusto po magpa-host ng mga parties nila. So, I'm willing po. That's one of my passion.
Yeah.
So, please, joke lang.
Totoo yan. Katulad ng ginagawa ni Pat.
Oo, Tina, pasabi naman yung yung how I hosted your party last night. Diba?
Okay. May plugging pala to.
Plug natin to.
Masaya yung pag-host ni Pats, no? So,
Ayan.
buong gabi tumatawa kami. Tumatawa
Diba?
kami, guys.
Correct. Thank you. Go ahead, Rain.
Ayun, diba? Like investing kung ano yung gusto mong gawin. Pagkakitaan mo, like photography, yung daming ganyan, diba? Madaming nagbe-bake ngayon, diba? So that is one way for you to increase your income as well. And kung yung mga hindi naman tangible or hindi agad-agad na mag-increase income is yung read and learn new things. Read about stocks, read about investing, mutual funds, UITF, MP2, cooperatives, cryptocurrency. That will expand your capability and yung reach for you to save more.
Correct. Oo. Yan, no? Tama, no? Parang pinapasok na natin, Rain, no? Yung parang a little bit of income from these platforms, no? Crypto, currency, stock market. We will be discussing that sa last segment natin. We will be discussing also na about paano natin malalaman if this is legit or not, no? Malalaman natin yan later. May question ako, paano kapag ang passion mo sabong, sugal, yosi? Kasi pwede, 'di ba? Pwede. Sugal ang passion mo, sabong. What can you say about that? Tina, go ahead.
Yung passion mo, sugal. Sugal.
Diba? Kasi pwede yun ang passion mo. Sugal, sabong, casino.
Mag-earn ka pa rin naman daw.
Oo. What can you say, Don Tina?
Ako, para sa akin, iisipin ko muna, no? Ano yung magiging long-term effect nito sa akin? Medyo ganun kasi ako mag-isip, no? So, ano yung maibibigay nitong maganda at hindi maganda na long term. Kasi kung mas maraming hindi maganda sa long term, ba't ako papasok diyan? Like kung sa sigarilyo, no? Or kung sa sabong, lalo na ngayon, 'di ba? Bawal magsabong. So mahuhuli lang ako, 'di ba? So sa sigarilyo, ano yung effect nito sa health, 'di ba? So you need to take a look at the long term effect.
Yes. Titingnan mo talaga kung ano yung long term, yung magiging end of the line. Kung maganda ba tong kapakipakinabang ba to sa future ko, no? Rain, ikaw, anong perspective mo doon? Kasi ikaw nag-open ito sagutin mo to, bahala ka.
Yun nga. Actually, maganda tong topic na to, buti na share mo, no? Actually, gusto kong dagdagan yung kay Tina. Not only yung effect sa sarili mo in the long run, pero pati rin yung mga, for example, magkaroon ka ng anak. What value yung makukuha niya doon sa gambling habit na makukuha mo, di ba? And, ito nga, diba? Ako, personally, when I make decisions, I always anchor it muna. Is it glorifying? Is it glorifying to God, diba? And if it's not, kahit maganda pa yung returns ng sabong, manalo ka agad ng 100,000, I will not pursue it because it's not glorifying the Lord.
Correct. Totoo yun, no? Kahit malaki ang kitain mo dyan, if it's not glorifying the Lord, then parang ang hirap. At saka yung usually, bigyan ko na kayo ng para dun sa mga ibang audience natin, na yung mga, tawag dito, not legitimate networking, kasi there is a legitimate networking. Meron na namang mga not legitimate na networking na parang pagpapapasok ng members, tapos yung dulo yung kawawa, di ba? Parang it's not, for me, that is not glorifying the Lord, no? Na parang pyramiding scam, correct.
Scam.
Very good. May question tayo from the audience. Can you answer this one? Tina, alam ko, pumasok tong question na to nung sinabi mo china-chop-chop mo yung savings mo na 30%. How about kapag may utang? Paano po hahatiin ang pera?
Kapag may utang? Well, unang-una, so kung sa pyramid, sa financial pyramid, dapat bayaran mo muna talaga yung utang mo, no? So yung strong foundation mo Like, for example, your protection in terms of crisis. And then the second one is getting out of bad debts. No? And then you build your emergency fund. So, you try to assess pa rin talaga ano yung mga kailangan mong i-adjust even doon sa basic needs mo. Kasi baka mamaya yung basic needs mo, meron ka palang sumusobra lang doon. Like for example, sa groceries, baka unnecessary naman na yung mga pinamimili mo sa grocery. Pwede mo palang gamitin yung portion na yon na napupunta doon para
Pambayad
doon
ng
sa
utang.
pambayad ng utang. No? And then
Correct.
for example, you try to assess din. Like for example, last week, bumili ka ng coffee, no, sa isang coffee shop. At saka ilang beses ka bang bumili doon, no? So, why not adjust? Kailangan mong maghigpit ng sinturon or mag-adjust para mabayaran yung utang na yon.
Correct.
So,
actually, mahal na nga
ayun.
ang 3-in-1 eh. Baka pwede kang mag-granules muna eh, di ba? Instead na mag-3-in-1. Mahal na nga rin. Tapos may balak ka pang pumunta sa isang coffee parlor or coffee shop, di ba? Para dun ka bumili ng coffee. Tapos sasabihin mo sa akin, needs mo yun, sasakalin kita eh. Pwede ka naman pumunta ng pantry at gumawa ka ng sarili mong coffee at bayaran mo muna. Tsaka ang sarap sa pakiramdam, napupunta ka ng coffee shop nang wala kang utang.
Yes.
Diba?
Totoo yan.
Kasi baka may makita ka ng friend mong pinagkakautangan mo, tapos ang lakas ng ano mo mag-Starbucks. Ay sorry, nag-get ako ng brand.
Pakape-kape ka. Parang
Diba?
pakape-kape
Pakape ka
yan.
dito, tapos may utang ka sa akin 13,000, parang gano'n, diba? Masarap sa pakiramdam na umiinom ka ng kape sa mamahaling coffee shop na wala kang utang, na wala kang tinataguang utang. Okay. Ako,
Yes.
ewan ko ba, parang allergic ako sa utang. Sige, eto naman ang question natin. Very timely to. Since most of us are suffering from pandemic, how we can go back to the discipline of savings? Sige, Rain, go ahead. Sabihin na natin na because of pandemic, nakapaghanda naman tayo ng emergency fund, pero lahat yun naubos na because of pandemic. How we can go back to the discipline of saving?
Ako, most importantly, dapat hindi mawala yung discipline ng saving mo, diba? You should never stop unless nga you have totally lost your income source. Ayan. Pero yun nga, kung wala ka ng income source, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, diba? Find a way para ma-boost mo ulit yung income mo. Ayan. Pero the habit of saving should never be gone. Kasi yun yung sinasabi natin kanina, core foundation. Now, whenever the situation change, diba? Alam mo na kaya mong gawin yung savings part. Yun, dapat we are careful not to unlearn it. Ang hirap kasi back to zero ka, parang nag-grade 1 ka ulit kapag meron ka ng pera. Which is yun yung mahirap eh. I think yun din kasi sa Pilipino, madaling makalimot. Madali tayong makalimot. Ayun. So I hope na hindi dumating sa situation na, paano na ulit mag-save? Ano na ulit yung percentage? Yeah.
Correct. Thank you, Rain. How about you, Tina?
Well, tama yun. Dapat nasa sistema natin yun, no? And first, you need to evaluate changes in your expenses. Then, you reallocate your spending. Take a look at your fixed expenses first, no? Like, for example, yung pre-COVID, sa fixed expenses mo, you are spending 40% on this part. So now, you need to evaluate ano ang need mong ma-adjust since most of our time now is work from home naman. No, then also evaluate your discretionary expenses. Na baka yung spending mo dito is pre-COVID nasa 20%, pwede mong gawing 10% lang muna.
10%.
Yes. So there's a lot of things right now that you can't control because of the pandemic. But if there's one thing that you can control, that is basically your cash flow. No, so aside from cutting back on your expenses and finding out on how you can, strategically save more money, it's also important to diversify your income, kagaya ng sinasabi kanina ni Rain, no? So kapag we are only relying on a single source of income, it can be a threat to your financial stability, especially if the crisis is preventing you, from earning your usual income rate.
Yes. Thank you. Iinom ako ng salabat. Sorry. May question ako. Since pag-uusapan na natin ang pandemic, what if pandemic extends? Wag naman, no? Knock on wood, no? We're praying naman to for a betterment and we are looking forward for a hope. How to create a backup plan just in case the pandemic extends. Tina, ikaw na sundan mo na to.
Well, we need to build our emergency funds, of course, no? So, Like ako, ngayon, talagang nag-adjust ako in terms of computing for my emergency fund. And I also tell my clients, no, na to upgrade or update their emergency funds. Kung dati, 3 to 6 months, ngayon nagto 12 months ako ng emergency funds.
Grabe. Wait lang, parang behind ako. Hindi ako 12 months. Tina na pressure ako dun sa 12
Kasi alam mo, kasi matagal na tong pandemic eh, 'di
Oo
ba?
nga eh, oo.
Oo. So hindi ko naman sinasabi na yung buong 12 months agad meron ka, but it's more on the system or the habit of doing it, no? Na mabuo
Correct.
mo yung 12 months ng emergency fund.
At saka, let's cut down our expenses ngayon pa lang. Kung kasi let's learn from pandemic na unpredictable. Last year, we never
Yeah.
expect that at magiging worse talaga yung pandemic na hello nag 1 year na ang COVID November 17 at mag
Oo.
1 year na din tayong nag-start ng lockdown which is March, 'di ba?
And ilang months na tayo, 'di ba? So
Correct.
ayun,
9 months na tayo. Kumbaga kung nagbuntis ka ng March, nanganak ka na
nanganak ka
ngayon.
na.
Oo, 'di ba? Rain, go ahead. How we can create
Ah.
backup plan just in case pandemic extends?
Tama nga, no? Ang pinaka-core talaga dito is dapat meron kang naka-build up ka ng adequate emergency fund mo. Ganyan. So, the amount of months is magkakaiba yan per tao. Like, siguro yung kay Tina, diba, 12 months is necessary for her. Yun sa akin, 6 months pa din, ganyan-ganyan. Kasi praise God, kahit nagka-COVID, hindi naman kami nawalan ng trabaho, ganyan-ganyan. Ito yung magandang sabi sa akin ng isang napakinggan ko na seminar. Magkano ba talagang emergency fund or at least benchmark kung magkano?
Yes.
Kung sakaling mawalan ka ng trabaho, ilang months ka mawawalan ng trabaho? That's
Yes.
your at least months na dapat meron kang emergency fund.
Correct.
Diba? Siyempre ikaw, ayaw mo din naman na for this 9 months or for this ilang months wala kang trabaho. Diba? So the next step is for you to find another job para at least hindi palaging wala kang income source.
Yes.
And backup plan, don't only live for one income source. Try to establish multiple sources of income. Diba?
Yes.
Kasi if one fails, meron kang someone to back you up.
Yes.
Diba? Pero syempre, hanggang dun sa capability mo. Diba? Hanggang dun sa capability mo siya. Kasi mamaya baka ang dami mo ng racket, wala na, you're so drained. Hindi ka na excellent sa mga other tasks mo.
Correct. At saka tama yung sinasabi niyo na let's see pandemic as a opportunity and not a threat, no? Tingnan natin kung ano opportunity natin sa pandemic. And tama yung sinabi niyo, no, na ganyan pa lang sabi nila ang standard when it comes to emergency fund ay 3 months and 6 months. Let's imagine this pandemic, it extends hanggang 9 months. Right? And tama siguro yung sinabi ni Tina na at least 12 months. Di namin sasabihin ka, go ahead.
Wala naman.
Bumabelo ka eh. Okay, thank you. Eto, malapit na tayo matapos. Question, what is emergency fund? Is this part of savings also? Go ahead, Rain.
Yes, actually, this is part of savings. Ito yung una mong i-build. First and foremost, una mong i-build more than the investment, more than the real estate. Kasi ito nga, like, itong we learn from the pandemic, ito yung paghuhugutan mo when it comes to emergencies. Not only pandemic, paano kapag nawalan ka ng trabaho, ito yung panghuhugutan mo. What if nagkasakit sa family ninyo, ito yung paghuhugutan ninyo, diba? So, it's liquid. It's very accessible kasi like yung sinasabi namin ni Tina, we recommend na i-place mo siya sa bank accounts, diba? And it should, and also it should not be used freely. Para hindi siya dapat naka-mix sa ibang funds mo. Para hindi siya nami-mix up ng may pang payroll, may pang grocery ko pala to, ganyan. So di mo alam na babawasan na pala emergency fund mo.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tina.
Oo. Like ako, like what I practice, in fact, I have 2 emergency funds. So, one is nasa bank and then the other one is secret kung nasaan. But, bakit ko ginawang secret? Bakit secret yung isa? Kasi ganito yan. I'm a Yolanda survivor. No? So, nung time na nagkaroon ng Yolanda, yung ATM, no, nandun ako nun sa Tacloban, no, yung mga ATMs down. So, yung mother ko, yung nakita ko sa kanya, mayroon siyang emergency fund na nilalagay lang sa bahay namin. Ngayon, wala na doon, ha? Baka maghanap kayo sa bahay namin. Walang tao sa bahay namin. So,
Pwedeng bumisita.
so ako, ganun yung ginagawa ko, no? So, you set an emergency fund na nasa bahay mo na hindi madaling hanapin, no? Pero, kasi by that time, baka magkaroon ng catastrophe na kagaya noon, na down yung ATM, no? Ma-share ko lang, no? So, during those times, kami at yung mother ko, she was able to help our neighbors buy plane tickets para makaalis kami sa Tacloban. Kasi yung neighbors namin that time, wala din eh. And kailangan nila ng tulong. So yung mother ko, nakatulong siya. No? Kasi may nasa aside siyang emergency fund na wala din sa bangko. But basically, yun yung ginagawa ko. I have two. No? So one na nasa bangko, the other one is secret.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much. At saka ang emergency fund po ay not flexible fund. Kasi yung iba sinasabi na, gagamitin ko muna sa ganito to, gagamitin ko muna sa ganito. Hindi po, kailangan po yan nakatabi kasi ang tawag ko dyan is fire extinguisher. Bakit nag-aalat ang isang Henry C at isang San Miguel Corporation sa building nila ng fire extinguisher? Because they don't want to mag-spend ng too much money para magsunog yung buong building nila. At least that fire extinguisher can really save their life. Katulad nung sinabi ni Tina nung naging Yolanda survivor sila. Pero grabe din yung Yolanda, no? Ayan. Ito na yung ating last two question. This is a second to the last. How will you inspire others to save?
Okay. Siguro para sa akin, unang-una, they themselves kailangan ma-inspire sa mga financial goals nila. It's not really us, but try to, reflect and to assess ano ba yung mga gusto mo mangyari sa life mo, no? And then paano mo din mapapalago yung sarili mo, no? So basically ganun lang. It's more of, you try to reflect and try to assess. And then, masaya ka ba sa nangyayari ngayon? No, kung hindi ka man nakapag-save in the past, it's never too late, no? Kasi ako hindi naman ako perfect eh. Nung hindi pa ako nandito sa industry na to or nandito sa career, basically hindi talaga ako marunong mag-save. So, ayun, it's never too late, guys, na nahabulin natin yung mga financial goals natin or kung ano yung gusto natin mangyari sa mga goals na yon.
Correct. Thank you, Tina. How about you, Rain?
Do what makes you happy. And sana yung pag-saving gives you comfort, gives you happiness, no? Yung parang sa akin, every time na mag-create ako ng yung budget ko, every payroll, every cut-off, alam ko na kung saan siya mapupunta. Yung joy na parang, lumalaki tong fund na to in the future, makakatulong to para sa akin, makakatulong to para sa family ko, di ba? Parang yun pa lang yung joy na nabibigay sa akin. And yun nga, parang sana sa lahat, try to look talaga in the future. Where will you be 10 years, 5 years from now? How will your family live 5 years, 10 years from now? And I hope that would inspire you to save right now.
Yes, correct. No, nakakatuwa no, guys, na they share their habits of saving, what is the meaning of discipline, and then yung how they save, anong sabihin ng emergency fund. This is a lot more about financial stewardship. And we hope sana no for the next 3 episodes makasama namin kayo kasi let's discuss, chop-chopin natin, himayin natin. Kasi ngayon, yung first episode natin, very meaty siya. Ngayon pa lang, no? Nasasakop natin actually lahat, yung 4 na episode, no? But, magdi-discuss pa natin very detailed pa. No, siguro sa next episode, what is VUL, what is OL, 'di ba? What we can ano yung term insurance, etc., etc. Marami tayo di-discuss. Ano bang advantage of getting this one and this one? No, ngayon in-establish natin yung foundation and you are on the right track kasi you are watching this one, how to save. That is the foundation. This is the right foundation in saving. So, next week I want to invite you to our ang tawag dito sa ating episode. This is what you call healthcare and life insurance. Sabi nga ni Tina, no, income replacement fund or ang tinatawag nating healthcare and life insurance. Ayan, we will discuss more of that with our panelists from two biggest life insurance companies. Ayan, si Grace and Argel. Naku, napakagaling yan. Kung medyo na parang na-satisfied na kayo kay Tina at kay Ray, naku, magiging satisfied din kayo with these two. Naggagwapuhan. Grabe no, naggagwapuhan, saka naggagandahan yung mga panelists natin. 2 weeks pa lang, second week pa lang natin, December 13 yan, guys. So please watch that, mga kapatid. And mga kapatid, this is the every good episode there is always a goodbye, but there is a see you next week, no? Any last few words for our viewers, Tina and Rain? Sige, let's start with Rain. Go ahead.
Sige, ito. Always remember the principle of stewardship and that everything that we have right now is ultimately owned by God. Yun yung gusto kong ma-impart sa ating lahat, no? This helps us to be wise, careful, prudent, frugal in terms of using this kasi hindi nga sa atin yan, di ba? And being God's financial stewards, we are called to become good managers and build it not to accumulate worldly riches, but into having that resource to help our families, people close to us, and towards expanding God's word and through giving generously. So kung makita ninyo, diba, yung saving natin is not only focused on ourselves, but saving also is the way on how we can help others as well. Diba? Ayun. And I hope we don't get lost on what matters most, as having yung change of heart, yung exercising self-control, yun ang core foundation ng saving. Self-control towards finances, being anchored or secured on God's faithfulness. Yun. Yun yung core, I think, core foundations of being on the right track to become a good financial steward.
Yes. Thank you, Rain. How about you, Tina?
Well, ito lang yon. Lahat tayo dito sa mundo ay may kanya-kanyang destiny, right? Some of us were born poor, some of us were born rich. It's not an assurance if mayaman ang family mo is mayaman ka na all throughout. And if mahirap ka ngayon, maghihirap ka na lang lagi. Always remember, no, na hawak natin lahat yung pwedeng mangyari sa atin in the future in terms of our financial goals and savings on that part. We were born with a purpose, each of us. Lahat ng gusto na ma-achieve natin, no, in terms of our goals, it's just there. But we need to plan and save for it. Sa totoo lang, guys, no, kailangan ni ambition natin yumaman. Alam niyo kung bakit? So that we will also be able to help others who are in need, because you can't give what you don't have. In terms of money, no? So what God wants us is to maximize our talent and skills para mapalago natin ang mga sarili natin and to live a life of significance. No? So maybe kanina yung usapan natin is cutting back on certain expenses, no? Altogether might not be an ideal solution for some, but it would help you to stay financially afloat during this crisis. No? So, yung kasabihan nga, do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. So, yun lang, I hope and pray that we were able to inspire and be a blessing to each and every one of you tonight.
Yes, thank you, Tina. Hoy, grabe, naalala ko yung sinabi sa akin sinabi ng lola ko sa mami ko at sinabi ng mami ko sa akin na hindi namin kasalanan na nabuhay kaming mahirap. Ang magiging kasalanan namin kung mamamatay kaming naghihirap kayo, yung mga anak. So, that is a good reminder, no? Good foundation yon na, oo nga, no, hindi kasalanan na naghihirap tayo, but magiging kasalanan natin kung yung next generation ay naghihirap dahil hindi tayo nagtiyaga at nagsumikap. So, yun, mga kapatid, thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for subscribing sa ating channel. And we hope, no, kung mayroon pa kayong ibang mga questions, please, you can chat Rain and you can chat Tina sa kanilang mga Facebook account. Okay ba kayo doon sa ganon na i-chat kayo sa inyong mga Facebook account?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, okay lang
Oo.
naman.
Yan. So, i-chat nyo lang po sila. I-search nyo lang po yung mga pangalan nila. Buong-buo yung pangalan nila. I-chat nyo lang po sila. And then, they will answer your questions kung may mga other questions kayo. Tina, go ahead.
Kaso Pats, yung Facebook ko, Chinese name ko yun eh.
Oo nga pala.
Mahirap akong hanapin.
Yes, ang Facebook niya is Ma Xiaomin, no? Tama ba ako? Ma
Oo.
Xiaomin. Ayan. Kung ano po yung pagkakabigkas ko, yun po yung pagkaka-type. Yun. I-type niyo lang po yun at makikita niyo po siya sa Facebook. Pero si Rain po, ayan po yung mismong pangalan niya. At saka, makikita niyo naman sa mga picture nila na sila yon. Mga formal, naka-formal po sila. Yon. So mga kapatid, hindi na po kami magtatagal at alam po namin na magdi-dinner na po tayong lahat. Maraming salamat for being with us. See you next week. Mga kapatid, bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
Thank you. Bye.